Shalom. This week's Sedra is Lech Lecha. Avraham found God when it was no easy task. In a world of primitive idolaters where the wise men among them would think that there is no God other than the stars, and they made images that resembled them, God was not recognized or known by anyone in the world until the pillar of the world, the patriarch Avraham, was born. That's a quote from the Rambam's Laws of Idolatry. What did Avraham change? The Rambam continued, he wrote that Avraham began to explore and think. Though he was only a child, he began to think throughout the day and night, wondering how is it possible for the sphere to continue to revolve, meaning the earth, without having anyone controlling it? Who is causing it to revolve? Surely it does not cause itself to revolve. He had no teacher, but his father and mother and all the people around him were idol worshippers, and he would worship them. Ultimately, he appreciated the way of truth and understood the path of righteousness through his accurate comprehension. He realized that there was one God who controlled the sphere and he created everything, and that there is no other God among all the other entities. It's a heavy line by the Rambam, but really tells us where Avraham was coming from. What was Avraham's reward for discovering God? He was commanded to go from your land and from your birthplace and from your father's house to the land that I will show you. I will make you into a great nation. I will bless you. I will spread your name, and you shall be a blessing. Avraham, in that one verse from God, was promised three things: children, wealth, and fame. These are odd blessings for the first man of God. They all address man's base cravings. Man fears mortality and hopes to have children to establish his eternity. He wants luxury and fears poverty. And lastly, man desires other people's approval, so he searches for fame. In his explanation of these divine promises, Rashi enhances our wonder. He explains as follows: since traveling causes three things, it diminishes procreation, it diminishes wealth, and it diminishes fame, it was therefore Avraham required these three blessings, and God blessed Avraham with children, wealth, and fame. Why did God promise Avraham three base desires? Shouldn't God promise Avraham more meaningful gifts? In describing the mitzvah of loving God, the Rambam wrote, this mitzvah includes calling out to all of mankind to serve God and to believe in Him. This is because when you love a person, for example, you praise him and call out to others to draw close to Him. So too, if you truly love God, through your understanding and realization of His true existence, you will certainly spread this true knowledge that you know to the ignorant and to the foolish. You shall love God, i.e., you shall make Him loved among the creatures, just as Avraham did, the Rabbi wrote. Avraham's entire being was steeped in the love of God. As the Rambam also wrote, what is the proper degree of love that a person should have for God? That a person should love God with a very great and exceeding love until his soul is bound up in the love of God. Thus he will always be obsessed with this love, as if he is lovesick. Avraham didn't desire anything for his own enjoyment. He thought only of spreading the knowledge that there is a God, and God demands a certain way of behavior. To accomplish these goals, Avraham needed certain qualities he couldn't achieve without divine help. To spread knowledge of God, Avraham needed a dynasty to keep the message going past his own life. He needed resources, and he needed the world to know who he was so that his message would spread far. God wasn't giving in to Avraham's base desires. Rather, God was providing Avraham the necessities to be the revolutionary leader and teacher that he was. It's a fascinating look at how sometimes our base desires are necessary in order to spread God's message and in order to serve God properly. Shabbat Shalom.